So let's talk about Southside.
Let's talk about it.
Finally, a comedy from Chicago. We see so many serious images from Chicago that are meant to kind of create one notion of what Chicago is. But tell us about creating and appearing on a show that brings a more comedic element to the people.
Well, that is how can I say this? That's the most special part about it, is the fact that we're able to make people laugh. And we're coming out at a time where there aren't many other comedies coming out of Chicago. And you're right, it is drama heavy. So for us, not only was it exciting writing the show, but also acting in the show, but also seeing how the reaction that everybody gets when they either see the trailer or they talk to us about it. And I mean, it's just warm and fuzzy all over.
This is a story that a lot of people can relate to during the course of the season. You're working on the grind, you have bigger dreams that you want to pursue. Was it important just to capture that specifically, now that we're in a time of so many different creatives and different ways that people can hustle up some money?
I think it's important to show that because that's indicative of Chicagoans. Like, everybody in Chicago has a job who works, but they also have something they do on the side. And that is part of the lifestyle of Chicago. So not only was that important to show, to get people out there in the world, say, hey, they're just not shooting each other up. They're actually working hard, and they're so smart enough that they realize they got to do something extra on the side, and they like to laugh and have fun. So for me, those are some of the most important things.
It looks like a lot of things are trending towards Chicago. It was, it's always LA just because of what it is.
Yeah.
Then it was Atlanta, and now it's Chicago. Tons and tons of good stuff coming out of Chicago. Is Chicago finally getting its well-deserved due?
I would say absolutely. I think that as laws change and becomes more of a profitable market, I think it's actually the second biggest market in the nation right now, Chicago is. And the fact that we're having all of this momentum at this time, because I think CineSpace is they're going to rebuild another space for production on another part of town in Chicago, and it's like boom town. Everything is just coming up and coming good. So I'm very excited to be part of this team as we launch and go forward and make people laugh. I cannot express to you.
A great team it is. I asked Diallo and I asked Jeandra about some of their favorite moments filming during the season. Diallo told me about the guy on the bus. Jeandra told me about the community organizer who thought it was really kind of popping off in the streets. What were some of your favorite moments of filming this season?
Actually in the show, or just from the experience there?
Either or.
My favorite moment, quite honestly, is the experience was when I was actually in between takes on set. A lot of kids would come up to me and ask me, hey, how do you get involved? How do I get involved? How do I do this? What are you guys doing here? You're to the neighborhood. And I was like, wow, I felt like a bolt of lightning hit me. And from there, I launched a nonprofit organization called lane44.org. That's my favorite moment. It moved me so much that I moved into a different direction. And what we're doing with lane44.org is basically we're going to film movies on the south side of Chicago, creating jobs for Chicagoans and for the youth that are going to be in part of the production from beginning to end. That's the goal.
That's really, really awesome, because a lot of times our young people don't get that exposure to even know that's a viable career. Your mom tells you, oh, you need to work for the county and get you a pension.
Yes, ma'am. That's what it's about. It's about exposure. And that's what I realized standing there talking to these youth. I was like, dang, if they knew that they could do this and they knew that it existed, who knows how this can impact their lives. So that's why we created Lane 44.
That's super. That's really, really awesome.
The website is, if I can, may I?
Of course.
It's Lane, Lane, 4again.org.
And I'm going to put it at the bottom of the screen one more time.
Lane44.org. Thank you very much.
So I asked Diallo, I asked Jeandra where the best food. I got the Heralds, I got Illuminati's. I don't know. Diallo didn't know what it was called. He just said it was good. What's your favorite place to eat in Chicago?
Giordano's. It's a pizza place.
So, did you guys eat anything but pizza while you were out there?
I mean, yeah, we ate a whole bunch of other things, but you asked me my favorite.
Okay.
So I also like a nice fish sandwich, some Jamaican food is really good in Chicago. And Gyros, of course. Greektown, got to go there, Pegasus. That's a great place to go.
So lastly, give us one spoiler for the season without context.
One spoiler for the season without context. I got nothing. I'm a vault.
In the show or period?
I'm just not gonna tell you. That's what it is.
Okay, so
all right, let me say this. If I could give you a spoiler, what would my spoiler be?
Or favorite outfit or anything crazy like that.
There is an episode that there is one episode that is dedicated completely to the Chicago lifestyle. That's what I'll say.
Oh, Oh, that's a good one. Because you could fill in the blank with anything there.
You sure can. So yes, and that's fair. And you actually seen parts of it in some of the trailers. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna give you. Yeah.
Right.
Fair enough, right?
That was great.
I can't just be like, I ain't telling you nothing. That's not fair.
Okay. So one more time, your organization.
It is lane44.org. And we are in the fundraising stages right now. We're ready to put movies together, have treatments written, all that good stuff. And that's funny. Somebody bumped the camera. What's going on? What's going on? Anyway, you're going to love that when you see it.
For the outtakes.
Lane44.org.
All right.
Yes.
Well, we'll check it out. Folks, go get involved, doing great things in Chicago. Thank you for stopping. Looking forward to seeing Southside. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. You too.